Hello and welcome to one of the RC Carman's videos. Today I'm going to be doing a review of the Savage Flux from HPI. The batteries I have been running it on are these 3 cells, 4500 milliamps with a 20C discharge. It's giving it around about 112.5 continuous amp draw because the system requires 120. Start off with, in one of the first couple of weeks I was running it, I had a big bore in each corner, but now it's running with XL shocks, which is the 2 on the back, because, well, 2 of my big bore shocks broke. Another thing you have to be aware of is the tyres. Here are the stock tyres. If you do the backflips with this, the backflips from standing, things like this, these tyres will explode on you. Another problem with them is, if you have a look in this one, the hex in it is pretty much like a hex shape. If you have a look in this one, it's actually rounded out. Because of the actual power of the motor, it has managed to round it out. I don't know if you can see it that well, but there you go. You can see it has rounded them out, so that's another thing you have to look out for. The transmission, which is here, you do want to think about upgrading to the bulletproof style transmission, because in the stock it is just like the diffs. It's weak and it can strip through. I've stripped through 2 or 3 of the 4 transmission gears in here at least twice. The part numbers, what I'm on about, is 86097, 86098, 86084, and 100905. They're the ones you want to look at upgrading to the bulletproof transmission, because then it'll give you a nice solid transmission. You'll have the bulletproof diffs with the bulletproof transmission, and it'll just work a lot better and it'll be a lot stronger for the system. Another thing you do want to look out for, in the manual on page 21, it gives you this information about slipper clutch setup. It says that you want to tighten the lock nut all the way up and then back it out half a turn. If you back it out half a turn, the pad in here, which is your slipper clutch, will strip. You have to have it as tight as you can get it. If you even back it out a quarter of a turn, it will strip. The actual pad inside will go. So just tighten it all the way up, thread lock it all the way up, tighten it so it won't budge anymore, and that will be fine then. You shouldn't have any more problems with it. The servo on the steering is the standard HPI SF5 metal geared one, which comes stock in the Savage Flux. So far I've had no problems running it. It's worked fine as a stock servo, but I am looking at changing it out to a Savox soon, because when you want to, you sort of turn the wheels fully one way, then the other, and you'll find instead of centralising like that, I'll start to do that now. I'll start just to shake a bit, so I will be looking to change that out, but as a standard servo, it has been working absolutely fine. I never used it on the stock HPI transmitter. I put my own DX3S in with the RS 3000 receiver in here. There are other things you want to look out for when you do, if you do own a Savage Flux. One of them being your drive shafts. I have managed to snap a drive shaft, the whole ball end off of it because of the power from this. I've also managed to snap the axles, which attach your wheels on, which are down in here. I've managed to snap one of those in half because of the power of this. Other things you also want to look out for is when this does go on its roof, because it will, this will happen. You will have a hole in the top of your shell. I tried figuring this problem out by getting an aluminium plate and gluing it on here. Went on its roof once, it was fine. Second time on its roof, plate just flew off, so this will happen. This is just something to watch out for, so you might think about putting, say, something across here to strengthen it up a bit. But if I'm honest, it's going to go, so there's not much else you can do. I mean, the shells will go, so yeah, basically. Electric kits usually have plastic chassis because they don't need the strength of because of the weight of the nitro engine. This, what they have done, they've took a nitro car, took the engine and the tank out, and put an electric motor and ESC in, which is a good idea because it's got the strength of a nitro and yet the power of electric. But that's a big mistake. You are now probably thinking that, yeah, okay, it's a good kit. Wrong. It's a reasonable kit. Basically, the electric system in it is too advanced for the car. Like I say, yeah, it has got the it's got metal chassis, it's got everything you would expect to find on a nitro version, except from the motor and ESC. But that is way too powerful for the car. If it was me designing the car, I would have thought about bulletproof transmission as stock, bulletproof diffs as stock, even 5th scale tyres on it as stock, just a lot thicker drive shafts, better shock shafts, sort of just double the thickness of the shock shafts themselves. Just little things like that, it really needs doing, like, or even stock sway bar, that would be a good idea. Just little things like that, I think would have made this kit so much better. If you do buy it, one thing I would suggest getting with it is the Castle Creations programming for the ESC. It just makes life a lot easier for the actual setup of your ESC and your terrain and your low voltage cut-off if you're using lipos and just general things like that. So in my opinion, yes, it is a good car. Like I say, it's got a Mamba Monster, which is, in my opinion, one of the most advanced electronic systems out there. So I would personally, I wouldn't say it's a bad car, but also I wouldn't say it's a good car. If that makes sense to you, I would say it's a reasonable car. It's not bulletproof, but it's not so weak you're going to pick it up once and it's going to fall apart. So this has been a review from the RC Carman over the Savage Flux. If you like my videos, please click the subscribe button up there and leave a comment down there. And give it a thumbs up now. And I am out of here.